yo.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. That time, I know that these times are difficult.
Yeah.
But well, we are talking to someone who overtalks. And
It's difficult to
so it's not easy,
look at his effort.
or you might miss something if you are in a hurry. So we have to prepare properly and give you exactly what happened there, and not do what the judge is doing, which is to listen to answer.
Passively listen.
He listens to answer, and then he comes with a bold chest saying that he listens. So, Emily, not going to waste time. Please, you know what to do. Like the video, share the video, and tell the friends of the friends to actually watch the video too. And thank you very much for being with us here. Emily, I'm not going to waste your time. Just take it from me and do what you do best.
Well, the lead investigator of the Senzo Meyiwa Trial. Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. This is Emily and I'm gonna go straight into it, okay? So Bongani Gininda, Brigadier Bongani Gininda was back on the stand today, and AfriForum's Gerinel also had his own versions. Apparently was in court this morning for support to the state. Advocate Gerinel says that it's much more clearer now that Senzo Meyiwa's murder was not a robbery gone wrong. All of this he was saying to the cameras, to the media publications during lunch break, or rather the long adjournment. All of them wanted him for an interview because we've been wondering what he has to say with the proceedings. Interesting that he pops up now as Brigadier Gininda is testifying, and it's all very interesting events unfolding in front of us. Gerinel said that it's much more clearer now that Senzo Meyiwa's murder was not a robbery gone wrong, but a contract killing. What is telling him that it's a contract killing? And if it was, where is the mastermind? Gerinel is still in his own world with AfriForum, honey. They're still in Dilulu land, okay? They haven't caught up with the program that the rest of the people of the Republic are on. It's pretty much feeling forced at this point because I don't understand why they want it to be a contract killing.
Why is the family still keeping him if they're...
And he keeps saying he's representing the Meyiwa family. Senzo's mother was crying again on the interview with ENTA not so long ago. Okay. And her tone has very much changed from initially. In fact, she was begging the person who pulled the trigger to just come forth and confess, because this is pointless. She's even seeing that is a waste of time what is happening in that courtroom. It's even more painful. It's dragging. When last did they see the Senzo Meyiwa families? The question I'd also pose.
Look, I don't know, but if you must ask me, you get some of the answers as Mngomezulu is. And Mngomezulu actually today, for up until late, when I re-listened to his cross-examination, he was on point.
You think he was on point? I
Yes.
think the problem here is this over-explanations, Daga Gininda.
No. It's fine.
To me...
He knows how to deal with that. The problem is the judge. If the judge is not interjecting and disturbing him and throwing shades and doing all those things in court, then Mngomezulu will be fine. But he's thrown off by the judge. Obviously, if you don't want to assist in giving time, it's okay. But to throw something like a woman who's pissed off by the ex-boyfriend, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why do you have to go there. You'll pick this thing up when Mngomezulu initially started asking questions about the family, about the pressure that came with this case. Eventually, And then this man starts explaining that he's liaising to the family through Afroforum, Gerinel. And that you put together with the charges pressed against accused, even including Danzi, my gut feeling and my assumption is Gerinel is not only now there in court to inverted commas listen to the evidence or listen to what is happening, the proceedings, and liars to the family. He's seemingly almost halfway in trying now to be part of this thing. No, even in my thinking, this is obviously my thinking, and it's alleged that is assisting in a sense.
Because it was interesting when he said, we have established that a case docket was opened. I'm like, hey, man. Okay. He said that the reason they showed up today was because of that altercation that happened yesterday, and confirmed that a case was opened. So apparently the SAPS have issued a revised statement stating that a prison warder has opened a case of assault against accused number 3 and 4 and accused number 5.
And Danzi had to be there, right?
This SAPS report doesn't say that he's there.
The initial one.
Oh, there's a revised one. So a revised one, they included Danzi on it, because
I saw many people asking why isn't Danzi there.
Well, it means there's 2 of them, because I even saw that there was another revised statement that was released. So it means on that statement, Danzi's there.
Oh, on that statement is not there. Which one is it? Is it the initial one who was there, or the new one is not there? But Danzi will never be left alone.
Yeah, they will put him in
everywhere. And I don't know if you notice how close these so-called guards now to these people.
Yeah, there's many more of them. They've increased them.
So they are not separated by any desk now. They are close.
Now they are closer.
So even when they are consulting, they have to deal. So,
as matter, they think we are stupid.
I guess.
They think we are dilulu. Like, they think we are so dumb. Like, we don't see what's happening. No, we see it. We actually do.
It's a shame.
Read the room.
It's a shame.
We read the room. This is honestly embarrassing.
It's a shame that we have to go through this. For me, there's nothing on this case. It's a shame. It's a shame. But let
me leave this Gerinel situation alone. It's upsetting. I don't like where this is going. I really don't. And the High Court will also go into recess later this week, apparently. So yeah. Then Baloyi started with allegations against Brigadier Gininda as per the defense's version. He was struggling to put the version correctly. He kept saying steel poles and steel chairs, and I'm like, oh, what is going on? What is he talking about? Well, Baloyi to Gininda said it was alleged that you were present at the 2 scenes of the assault. The first near the steel stairs. It's alleged that was on the 18th of June 2020, and you were present on the 19th of June 2020. You had documents in your possession and gave to Colonel Rapadu, and accused number 2 was to put his thumbprint. Gininda said that's not true. It did not happen. I want to answer from the 19th moving backwards. It is incorrect that there was such an incident. Sergeant Mukhola took accused number 1 to court, and the accused was taken back. The defense is also in possession of the relevant occurrence books. That day she was issued a red VW GTI. A red VW GTI and not a white BMW. It was not with her that day. I was nowhere near her, Mukhola, he means.
So, in a sense, he's not denying a BMW.
But he's placing the BMW.
And I know that people, because he speaks
eloquently.
Yes. From me, what I'm seeing, this man does not answer questions.
No, he's deviating a lot. I don't understand what he's saying. I don't understand what he's talking about. He over explains. He gives more than what is required, and he doesn't answer much questions. I mean, when I re-look at his testimony, especially cross-examination wise, he didn't answer much questions. I don't have an. In fact, at some point, I was just like, I'm exhausted. I need to stop. Let me listen to what he's saying. He's not answering questions.
No. Where he's supposed to say yes, that is the case, and then maybe tender
He will
explanation
tell you about the form of a process of something to be. I don't know what his aim or MO is, and because he speaks good English, it sounds like he's speaking. He's like Baloy. He's like Advocate Baloy. They are like how they speak.
And then people, what happens is if you're listening to him in passing, you think he's answering the questions.
I know.
No, he's not.
I know. This thing of theirs.
And then he's got that thing of, I don't know whether now and then he studies this law or something. He's trying to study law. He's trying to showcase that he's
of the law.
Not reader. I think he's studying or something. That's my thinking.
He said he's studying an LLB at UNISA.
So he's trying to show that he can do it and go toe to toe with Mngomezulu, which is, I mean, honestly speaking, I don't care how good your English is.
Did you hear Mngomezulu say, I have cross-examined you before in 2003? How do you plan on competing with experience from way back as 2003? Stop it now. No. I need him to be honest. Like this is exhausting. I've never been so exhausted trying to listen to somebody testify. Like, it's exhausting for me. I was like, this guy is a master of evading questions, not really answering. He's good. I give it to him. He's good. Then, so Mohola said the only time we met was later that day. Okay, that's Gininda. Gininda said the only time that they met with Mohola was later that day, and they met with accused number 2 with members in Phokeng. Now, he was referring to his diary, because we all know they don't like using pocket books. All of a sudden, he introduced his own diary.
Which
I instructed Mohani and Mabena to meet with me at Phokeng SAPS, and we were accompanied by local police to the accused place. There is no assault I witnessed even in Phokeng, because that's where I saw the accused. There are also no entries in the occurrence book which reflected assault. Of course there would not be. Duh. So during that time, until he was taken to Primrose, there was no assault that happened. And in Phokeng, there was when I met the accused for the first time on that specific day. Now, Gininda said on the events of the 18th, it is also false, that alleged assault. And on the 18th of June 2020, says I only met the accused later in the day, and I only encountered him only in Carltonville. Baloy asked, you referred to the occurrence book of Phokeng SAPS and Primrose SAPS, and Gininda said I can also indicate that on the 18th of June, I also collected these OBs where it is indicated that the accused or accused number 2 had no injuries. There were regular inspections also. What is regular? He speaks like there's somebody above him who monitors what he does. Why does he like doing that? Because that's not the case. Why?
It's alleged. You are alleging. Yeah.
But then that's not the case. He's the head of the cold case division. Who monitors
in
him?
Terms of someone being tendered to prison warders, there are people who are in charge of that. He's not in charge of that. But I would caution you in thinking so. We know how power spill over in South Africa. You know, if, for example, you're a minister of prison, correctional services, you can always pull some strings to get into the policing side, as long as you agree.
This is a man who worked in the National Commissioner's Office in 2014 and again in 2018, right?
It worries me on how he claims that, which, I mean, we all had known for a long time, that he was appointed by Stole.
Yes.
Kehla Stole,
the former national commissioner.
And there's a bit of what we call, animosity, allegedly, between him and the Minister of the Police. The question is, some would argue that that is how two dockets were born.
Okay.
That's something, and that's a speculation. That's a theory.
Speculation.
That is put there. But then later on, would be inducted in that camp of Minister of Police, maybe, allegedly. I'm just thinking of how these things are working. And then now we are here.
Never know. We will never know.
We'll never know.
We will never know. And Baloy asked, has your unit ever been issued with a white BMW? And Gininda said, yes. Sergeant Mokhola was issued it in 2021. She has used that BMW to transport in particular on different occasions, accused number 1 and 2 during proceedings of this trial and other matters. So they may have seen it because they have traveled inside that vehicle. When did Sergeant Mokhola ever mention that she transported accused with her white BMW? Because she was denying that there was a white BMW at the time that they got arrested in 2020. And she said they somehow may have seen that right now she's driving a white BMW. But she did not get into the nitty-gritties of how.
Would you be able to give us an AVL report on this?
Yes, can we have an AVL report?
Since this is a state car.
Thank you. It would be nice to back it
up.
Oh,
again, this is going to be one of those that is not fitted.
There's something about that white BMW though, guys. There's something about this white BMW. I just can't get my head around it. But there's something, the way it's being taken out, according to the...
And brought in.
And brought in 2021. It's there's something about this BMW. Then the judge said, this BMW, what model is it? Is it a 3 Series, 5 Series, 7 Series? It is alleged that you were sitting on the boot of that BMW during the alleged assault. And Gininda said, no, it's not that. It's a 3 Series. And he denied that allegation of assault. And also, when I spoke to Colonel Raphadu telephonically, I had not seen him before. Now, this is what he said. I didn't know what he looks like. I had never worked with him anywhere, nor have I ever crossed paths with him in terms of investigation. The only time I laid my eyes with him was the following day when I went to his office to collect the statement and the pro forma that was the first time we met. Now, why is he denying ever before the confession was taken, meeting Colonel Raphadu? Why? Why is this vehement denial?
Because then that would sort of put closer to the story of Ndanzi.
Oh.
Because remember, he was picked up as a Paragon, yes. And then he would have to explain where he had seen him.
I'm like, the way you are denying him. Oh, my goodness. It reminds me of a little story in the Bible where Judas denied Jesus 3 times. And he said, he will deny me 3 times. In the way you are denying have a meeting, Rapper, I'm like, I'm exhausted. We get it. You never met him. Let's move on.
No, Mngomezulu.
Oh my God.
Mngomezulu is fine with the witnesses, I think.
Yeah.
What the problem that I think that he might face is the judge.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
judge now and then is trying to get into
Oh,
his game. And that's my obviously my thinking.
Provoking him.
I feel like he's provoking
subtle
him.
shade, subliminal tone of disrespect. He's very disrespectful now. He's showing his true colors. It's almost like they told him or he's been instructed to just annoy Mngomezulu. I don't know.
You know,
In my opinion.
even if let's assume that maybe something is happening with the judge, isn't it okay to just keep quiet and go on about and doing your job, and you come with answers afterward and say, this is my verdict? You don't have to demonstrate this kind of behavior, more so in
Witness,
court,
prosecutor, judge.
interjecting and testifying on behalf of these accused. For long, these people have tolerated you, they've let you be. You have interfered all the time when you get a chance. Only accept the time where someone spinned and changed the narrative. That's when you started jumping and keeping quiet. But other than that, you have been doing a lot of interjection.
Interjection today or night was on steroids. I was like, yeah. And observe how the state, when they are doing the examination, even re-examination, they do it in peace. They work so wonderful. It's all kumbaya.
It becomes a normal court.
Homonat.
And then it becomes a kangaroo court when
The
the
defense
defense.
has to now cross-examine.
We all know that's not the case.
Now are lapisa Ratha. Now re boledisa thata. Yo. Hi. Now re boledisa thata. Can you please tone it down? We get it. You will not be recused, and they are not gonna apply for you to be removed. It's expensive exercise. They're not gonna do it. So please. Hi. Narla pile clever. Ha! We are tired. Okay, so further, he said, when I was going through the AVL, because I was asked to get the AVL for Sergeant Mokhani's vehicle, I did not recall seeing the vehicle stopping at an area where there is an ATM dumping site in Soweto. I mean, I went through it. I did not see that. And the defense is also in possession of the AVL records. Well, the judge said they said Orlando. They didn't say east or west. They said Orlando. And Gininda still denied it. He said, I didn't see that vehicle stopping there. What I know is that they went down passing Bara where the GPS unlocked happened, going to Moroka, and they used the same route because I tried to check the route that they were using. That vehicle didn't stop in Orlando. And in all my experience that I have in the police, I have never seen ATMs being dumped in a field. I've never seen that.
They were not dumped.
Oh my goodness.
Who said they were dumped?
Ooh, now I see where Bokhona learned that tone. I see it. The colleagues, you know, they speak to each other a lot. So the tone kind of sounded to be like, reminded me of Mokhola and how she would deny and even put her head on a chopping block. I'm like, hey, these people can speak English, yakwa. Well, yeah. But for me also, it felt like, you know, did he study the AVL before? Like,
He's an investigator.
so he had to
That's
study
why he
it.
speaks because it goes through him.
On this part of evidence, honestly.
He's the
he
one who
sounded-
says, no, don't put this thing on, allegedly.
Yeah, it sounded like he's clued up about the AVL more than everyone else. And I'm like, Well, in good time, the ATMs will reveal themselves. All in good time. Patience is a virtue. Baloyi then said, what is your comment on the allegation that you gave Colonel Rapadi documentation? And he said, that is not true, my lord. Like I said, I was not there. I only met Colonel Rapadi when I went to collect the confession form as well as the statement the following date, because he also did give it to the members. I met him at Ennerdale, SAPS. I was alone. He was also alone. There were no activities around accused number 2. I was never in Morocco. I never went to Morocco. I simply made arrangements. Hey, he reminded me of Mohola. The way he denied, I'm like, yeah. Denied Tagawao. Then Baloyi then said it was also put to Sergeant Mohani on the 17th of June 2020 when accused number 2 was booked out from Pretoria North SAPS to question him at the boardroom that you were also present with Sergeant Mohola. And Gininda said, that's not true, my lord. I only met accused number 2 for the first time on the 18th. That is the first time I came face to face with him, and that is where I questioned him about this matter, and that is where he gave me the first alibi that was found to be false. That was my first encounter with him. If I was, then I would have documented such because it would have been an important engagement with him. So I was never there. That is not true. Well, says a police officer who doesn't even use a pocketbook. Well, guys, did you notice how Jonas was not translating everything to the, like he usually does? And you know how Jonas gets whenever people speak over and over and over and over and don't really stop. Well, Gideon didn't give him much of a chance to interpret. But this time, Jonas was not having a problem. He was holding on. He was a soldier. Letting Brigadier Gininda go on and on and on and on, and then he would summarize. And the versions that the accused got in Zulu were very short. They were shortcuts. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Jonas would never, ever, ever let people speak paragraphs without saying, but I need to translate or I need to interpret.
Please keep it short.
This time Jonas was a soldier. He was keeping it to himself. The struggle, and I could hear the struggle. I could hear that he's not translating or interpreting everything to the T. There's summaries. But he was holding on. Then Baloyi said, as far as the confession of accused number 2 to Magistrate Cournier, it was put to Sergeant Mohani that the accused was taken to a bush in Germiston. Baloyi Mngomezulu had to correct him. As for a bush in Germiston. An industrial area. Mngomezulu corrected it to say, my lord, I never said a bush in Germiston. I said an industrial area. Okay, the assaulted and Baloyi continued to say that he said he was assaulted and forced to sign the document, and the document was stained in blood. Is there any trace of blood stains? Of course, there aren't any stains of blood stains. I mean, the thumbprints were not on every page. It was only the initials. So why would there be blood stains? Baloyi then said, when you received the document, were there any signs of blood stains on it? And Gininda said there were none, my lord, but also to suggest that the judicial officer will give a form to the police officer to get somebody to sign it and bring it to her. Speaking of Miss Grenier, and he said, I've never heard of this in my life, my lord. We're talking about a whole magistrate who is not part of this investigation team. The arrangements were not made even by me directly. I went through the senior public prosecutor, as I indicated, Advocate Hank Stradom. I don't even know this magistrate face to face. I've not met her even during consultation as I'm standing here. So why would she participate in such, my lord? But in essence, there is no blood. I've not seen such, my lord. So this is not true, my lord. The judge and Baloyi looked like they were believing what he was saying. You know, the judge was nodding a lot today in Mr. Gininda's direction, like he was in awe. He was amazed at the presence.
Like a girlfriend seeing the boyfriend doing something.
It was strange. We cannot ignore such, okay? We cannot. We are very observant as the people of South Africa. And we noticed that. So, yeah, and I'm like, yeah. But his denying is sometimes feeling like overkill sometimes for me, in my opinion. Because why mention the judge when you are asked if you saw blood stains or not? You know, and you just go and include Grenier and you. I'm like,
Is that not the statement that Grenier had what is it commissioned?
Yes, had commissioned.
Maybe that's why then he mentioned the judge.
I don't know, sometimes I felt exhausted going through and listening to this man. It was exhausting for me. And also the judge also put in his own 2 cents to say, insinuating that the judge is corrupt. A whole magistrate would be so corrupt. And I'm like, yo. Wow, he's like ruining their reputation and playing with their reputation like that. There's no way. It's impossible. I'm like, okay. We see you, Judge Ratha. Well, then Gininda said there is none. Baloyi then said the AVL report shows that on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of June 2020, the vehicle was used by Sergeant Mohani and it was at the repair workshop. And Gininda said that's correct. Baloyi asked, did you know when it started experiencing mechanical problems? And Gininda said he first heard about it on the 18th. And then Baloyi was done. It was time now for the state. It had concluded, leading the witness in its evidence in chief. And Advocate Adv Mngomezulu wanted matters to be stood down until tomorrow. And the judge asked Gininda to make his diary available to the defense for the dates relating to the accused version of torture in Gininda's presence. So another thing that also happened is that the judge reminded Baloyi to also cover the Silverton situation. I found that strange. I'm like, he concluded. Did he not conclude? He had concluded his examination in chief. And the judge said, no, get up and cover that Silverton place. Baloyi had stood down and he was done with examination in chief. And the judge was like, would you cover Silverton, please? And also another interesting thing is that the warning statements for accused number 3, 4, and 4, 3 and 4, because 5 never did a warning statement. 3 and 4 were stood down by the state. So they're no longer going to be using them. I wonder why. Why? Because he was so persistent in using them. What changed?
What was stood down?
The warning statements for accused number 3 and 4. Remember, there are confessions from accused number 1 and number 2. There were also warning statements from accused number 3 and number 4 that they had said they signed.
Or because maybe they didn't sign.
Well, Baloyi was up again and he asked, it was put to you, to Sergeant Mohola, that accused number 1 was assaulted at Silverton police cells on the 10th of July 2020, where he requested to be taken to Modderby. What is your comment? And Gininda said, I do recall it was brought to my attention. I asked Mohola to get an affidavit. I asked her to take him to the doctor and get a J88, which will indicate whether he was injured, and get witness statements, also to register a case. She came back and said accused number 1 doesn't want to give a statement or go to the doctor, and he doesn't want to open a case. I asked her to go to Silverton SAPS to peruse the OB entries and interview the members on duty that day, and that was done, and there was no such entries and nobody was aware of such an assault. Well, Baloy then said it was put to Sergeant Mogola that the accused meant to convey in that entry is that he wanted to be transferred from Silverton Police Station prison from Silverton Police Station to prison because the investigating officer assaulted him when he is kept at the police stations, and following names were mentioned as the people who were assaulting him. It was Ngamani, Sergeant Mogola, Mabena, Buthelezi, Jonathan, and Maphumulo. And Gininda said, I think the charge sheet is self-explanatory. There is no entry indicating that accused number 1 was assaulted by the investigating team. That's the first part, and there are no names listed in the charge sheet, my lord. My understanding of what is documented here is that it is officers from Silverton Police Station. Hence, I gave the detective for us to investigate such. This new version, I'm being told, I don't know where it is coming from. Kana who hired Maphumulo Buthelezi, not even who hired, who asked for assistance of Maphumulo Buthelezi, Jonathan, and all of those EMPD guys, who asked for their assistance? Is it not the investigating officer?
It is.
It is. So the investigating officer is the one investigating allegations of assault. Kansebenza njani? Once a suspect says in court, I'm being assaulted, the same investigating officer is the one who investigates whether there was an assault or not. Is that how it works? Then Baloy said he was transferred from Valeria Police Station to Silverton Police Station around the 30th of June 2020. And Gininda said, I'm not sure of the specific dates, but it is possible because one would remember during that time we were under lockdown. And whenever there were positive cases, prisoners at the police station would be moved around. That could be, but one would have to look at the OB entries to be sure, but I will not dispute that. It was further put to Sergeant Mogola that accused number 1 was put in a single cell in Comunicado in Valeria Police Station. However, in Silverton, he was kept with other prisoners from the 30th of June 2020 to the 5th of July 2020. And Gininda said the keeping of prisoners, I think that is the prerogative of the station.
You see, what this question is literally, I mean, you can claim that you are moving someone because of COVID.
Actually there were, but in the
I
prisons
even
it
called
was
this
different.
name, but because of
it was different in 2020 for the prisons. Some were even released because
I'm saying you can say you are moving someone from
Valeria
in a
Station,
solitary
confinement,
and then you are going to
where
put him where there's
with other prisoners,
yes.
and you're using
So
the
and
panoramic
you use
as an
that as the
excuse.
reason.
Doesn't make much sense because there was social distancing, right? If there's anything, if he were needed to be moved because of those restrictions, then he needed to be moved to another single cell. Is that not the case?
It is.
So he's actually taking ownership of the movement with the SAPS, not to explain as to why he was moved.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to get into that.
There's no reason basically.
He's
just speculating.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't listen properly, you would think he's answering the questions. Because he
No.
gives explanations such as that. That explanation is just...
Yeah, he likes paragraphs.
It just doesn't make sense.
He likes paragraphs. He doesn't answer direct. It's a lot to listening to that man. I'm exhausted. But anyway, guys, you know we were never gonna leave you hanging. Never. We are going to dissect everything. When a verdict comes, we'll know where it came from and how. Then the Gininda said the keeping of prisoners, he thinks that it's the prerogative of the station. He said, I don't think we have control over that. What we do is detain a person, and the moment the person is detained, they take charge, they exercise their own regulations and place people as fit. I suppose the category of the offense plays the role. It's not our station, and we don't control holding cells. He said they had to look at social distancing. Mngomezulu asked that the matter be adjourned until tomorrow, and the judge was like, no ways. The judge said this gentleman is a busy man. He is a brigadier in crime-infested South Africa. So this is where I missed Mshololo, in my personal opinion, because she would have backed up Mngomezulu in terms of asking for the matter to be stood down. Whenever there is a hurry for a witness to testify and we must be cross-examined as in immediately, it's usually not good for the defense. And
No.
another thing also is, why is there a hurry? It's almost like they want him to finish before Friday.
No, they should not allow that.
Why?
If Mngomezulu has a chance, he must take the whole of tomorrow.
Please.
Relax.
And
Okay.
Ngumalo, prepare. Also prepare. You can't just sit there and say I have no
I have no
question.
further question.
This time, no. This time I know. Find something, anything. Like, ask him. Grill.
Because I know for sure,
Brigadier
I know for sure they will have to ask, because he has also implicated the accused.
But they took the warning statement. Oh, is that why they took out the warning statements? They want Ngumalo to sit down. Is that why? Is the reason why they took out the warning? They want him to finish before Friday, eh?
No, they should not allow that.
Now I missed Advocate Mshololo. I was like, Advocate Mshololo would have been like, my lord, we cannot. And considering the fact that during the adjournment, they are taken away, the accused are taken away now. They no longer get to sit there and speak and converse with their legal counsel. So consultations have just become a little bit tricky. So for those who didn't understand why Mngomezulu was having such a hard time and asking for adjournment, it's because consultation now has become a little bit more extensive. He just didn't want to mention it, but we'll mention it on his behalf. During long adjournment and short adjournments, the accused are kept in the holding cells. So it's admin now to go ask them questions. It's no longer straightforward and easy like it used to be. Now, Mngomezulu is asking for permission to consult, and the judge is like, no ways. This witness is very important.
Complementing what the incident that happened, isn't it? The incident that happened is now denying these people to have a proper conversation
Presentation.
in that court.
The handcuffs
And then-
as well. They can't any how like this. They must now raise
But
their
I saw
hands
someone
like this.
raising a hand there.
Oh, they took them off.
Accused number one.
They took them off.
Raise the hand, yes.
Were there no cuffs?
I saw him raising a hand.
With cuffs on?
No,
Or they were
no,
off?
no.
Okay. They were off. That's good. But then it just became tricky. The energy in that courtroom, Jay, you can tell that, hey, yeah, this is a very important person who needs to stay on that stand a little bit longer. Not for 2 days. Not for 2 days. They need to be standing there a little bit longer.
On their consultation, they must tell them, keep on raising your hand. I'll have to come to you 10 times if I have to.
Considering the fact
They
that
need to
during
use their
adjournment,
tactics also.
During the adjournment, they are now going back to the holding cells. So bring it up, Mngomezulu. If the judge is like, no ways, but my lord, now we can no longer freely speak to the...
No.
client.
I'm saying the accused, they must keep raising their hand.
They must keep raising their hands.
Yes. So that Mngomezulu can keep on moving up and down consulting.
Hey, Mara, considering that now the security are closer, I don't
No,
know.
it doesn't matter. We are
Doesn't
using a
matter.
strategy. This is a strategy. Doesn't matter.
Hi, go tricky. Well, after the long adjournment, Advocate Baloyi asked Gininda about his qualifications. Gininda outlined them. He said he also is now doing law through UNISA. He mentioned a batch of certificates that he got from UJ, I heard a certificate of money laundering with UJ, and then the interpreter decided to upgrade it to a diploma. And then a technical essay for investigation. He went to UNISA for some investigation courses. Well, there were many courses that he did, but then he eventually said that he's now doing law through UNISA. And I'm like, why is he doing law? I mean, why?
I mean, that does not matter to me. I mean, it's probably none of my business. I mean, a person.
But he's a boss.
A person.
He's a head of a cold case department.
But the person studies what you like. I mean, you could be a CEO. If you want to study, you can study.
So that he can know how to answer questions when he's testifying.
No, maybe he wants to practice. Maybe he wants to practice. And I've seen many police going that direction after studying criminal law, or is it criminology or something like that? They start moving, gravitating towards. I mean, it's okay. I don't see anything wrong with that. If you're going to dwell in that,
well, Advocate Mngomezulu said, I first cross-examined you in 2003, and Gininda said he doesn't recall. And Mngomezulu said, what is of relevance is, are you head of cold case unit? So remember when you were appointed, and Gininda said as head of the unit, he was appointed in 2021. Advocate Mngomezulu started the cross-examination and said that he examined, Gininda said he doesn't remember from that 2003. And Mngomezulu said that he wanted to show him that he is not a new person to him. So Mngomezulu asked, do you know me? We've spoken before. I've seen counsel before. That's what Gininda said. So it looks like they've seen each other before. They know each other from somewhere. And Gininda said he's the head of the cold case unit. He said the unit started much earlier, but as the head, now he started in 2021 to be the head of the cold case unit. He said they used to do cold cases on a pilot project type of investigation. He was a colonel at the time. And in 2020, he was appointed by the National Commissioner General Ketlas Tole. Mngomezulu asked, it doesn't specify the duration of your appointment, and Gininda said it's not on a contractual basis. So it means he's hired permanently there until something happens. So Mngomezulu then said, what is the primary objective of this unit? You said to investigate matters that are cold. And Gininda said that they are cold cases because of the length of time to be investigating. And if it is clear, there is a clear attempt to frustrate the case, is classified as a cold and matter sitting with investigators for long with no outcome. Now, he said, what I forgot to mention are matters brought to the attention of the National Commissioner by members of the public and other state organs to intervene urgently, and as and when they are assigned to us, then we'll look into those matters, like the Senzo Meyiwa case.
That you were part of, by the way.
Mngomezulu then said, I want you to clarify this matter of Senzo Meyiwa. What category does it fall under? The matter of 636 of 10 of 2014. And Gininda said it falls under the category of unsolved matters. And the National Commissioner who instructed him to look into the matter as well. Mngomezulu asked, in relation to the instruction from the Commissioner, we look at the duration of the matter from when the crime was committed and when the instruction was given to you. How many years? And Gininda said one would count from 2018, it would be 4 to 5 years. At the time that he received it, it was 2018. So Mngomezulu asked, when were you given this mandate? It was on a national level. Was there any pressure from the national government for finalization of this matter? And Gininda said, no. Why don't I believe this? I, in my opinion, believe that there was pressure. A lot was happening in 2018.
Thank you,
not
was
Beriru was releasing tweet upon tweet upon tweet upon tweet upon tweet. You saw on the documentary. And then another thing that was happening during 2018 was now they were splitting into two. They were Mncube side and now the Gininda side. It was a lot in 2018. A lot happened in 2018. And in Ngapa, the minister Bekikele was being interviewed from, Ngapa na Ngapa. They were asking about the Senzo Meyiwa trial, and he was like, no. It has to. We will promise we will get the culprits who did this. He was on a media, so I don't believe that there wasn't any pressure. I believe that there was, but he says no, there was no pressure. What was required was a regular briefing to the family, which was understandable because they had lost someone that they love, and they were feeling that they were not getting justice. And he said, I was eventually liaising with AfriForum, which was appointed. It's also the same year that Maphisa recruited AfriForum. 2018, a lot was happening. A lot was happening in 2018. Well, he said that he was eventually liaising with AfriForum, which was appointed as the team representing the family. So if there's any pressure, suppose one would call it but it was not a pressure that was saying that they need to bring the matter to court regardless of the evidence that was there. That's why one looks at the time, and the matter was given to us. It was given to them on the 12th of November 2018, to the time that they eventually indicted the people. It was 2 years later. So the people he's referring to, accused 1 to 5. So it took a lot of time, according to him, 2 years to investigate and put the matter together. So a matter that could not be put together in 5 years, you put it together in 2 years. Congratulations. Well, Mngomezulu then said, when you received instructions in 2021, and also when you were appointed in 2021, the investigations that were undergoing in that time of appointment in relation to 636, and Gininda said yes, which were conducted by himself, so they were not independent from himself. And he said he simply escalated to the same division, the same office, the same unit, and that the docket was under him. So Mngomezulu asked under case 3636, accused number 1, when was he formally charged under case 636 of 2014? And Gininda said the 26th of October 2020. And he made his first appearance on the 27th of October 2020. The illegal substance case was struck off the roll. And then the ammunition case, what happened with the ammunition case of Bongani Ntanzi?
Isn't it?
It was also struck off the roll. And then the illegal substances one, what happened to it? It's still ongoing.
Yeah, sort of, kind of.
So they were arrested in June, 16th of June, and then first court appearance for the Senzo Meyiwa case was on the 27th of October. What was happening in between these other months? And they were still held captive. So that was something I would like to know, what was happening.
Look, it's probably going to be an explanation in the form of the other cases. I mean, there's always other cases also that you are forgetting. As much as you've mentioned those cases, they call it other cases.
Mngomezulu then said, who charged accused number 1? Gininda said the decision came from, as indicated in his evidence in chief, submissions were made to the DPP in Pretoria with regard to evidence that was at his disposal. His evidence... He's not answering the question.
No, he didn't answer the question.
I felt so exhausted, guys. I'm like there was a decision
made by the DPP office. You submit, from my understanding, don't you submit and say, guys, I have a case. I think I have a solid case.
Yes.
I want to make an arrest.
Yes.
Do you
This
think I
is the
have a solid
evidence.
case? Yes or no?
Look at it. Do you think I have a solid case? And then they look at it and then like, no.
Yeah, we can
Or they're
prosecute
like,
this.
Yes,
No,
we
we-
can prosecute. No, we can't. There's not much evidence.
So the decision would come from him. But it doesn't want to take that.
Why? Why?
Because
The poor DPP.
because if he does take it then and it does not succeed and it looks bad to him.
My goodness. Well, Mngomezulu asked, do you have a copy of the J50? And Gininda said the copy of the J50 are in the docket and have been disclosed to the defense together with his statement for the application of the warrant. And he said we've disclosed it way back, even before the first matter collapsed. Mngomezulu said he would confirm that later on because he wanted to confirm with Ramosipil if the J50 was there. And Mngomezulu said, my question relates to the formal charging after the decision had been taken by the DPP, who formally charged accused number 1. And Gininda said, what I'm saying is that the indictment was issued. Applications for J50 were applied for and authorized. And on the 26th of October, that is where charges formally were placed on accused number 1. And that is now the signing of the 14A, where it reflects that he is being charged for the murder of Senzo Meyiwa for the first time. That was the 26th of October 2020, and the 27th he appeared in court. Now, this is also where I got fed up. I'm like, Gininda likes to over-explain. It's exhausting to listen to and to try to make sense of what he's saying. I don't know whether he aims to confuse us, the people, or what. The judge is the only one who seems to be following his evidence and understanding him very well because he kept nodding in agreement.
So in a nutshell, from what I got there is that you eventually said it's Mohula who executed the
warrant.
yes.
Well, he went on and on saying the same thing. And then he said Sergeant Mohula would have been the one who executed the warrant for accused number 1. Mngomezulu then asked, I don't want to confuse things, Mr. Gininda.
Because Mohula, in this case, had a J50 of docket 21703 stroke 2019. That is a case of, I think, is it drug?
Yeah, illegal substance.
Legal substances.
So the J50, he said, I was given by Sergeant Mohula was for case 217. It does not relate to 636. And Gininda went on and on explaining that there were J50s, blah, blah, blah. And the judge supported his evidence by saying that this is the evidence of Sergeant Mohula, that she's the one who handled all the warrants of arrest in the case of 636.
By the way. Which is a lie, by the way.
It's a lie.
It's a lie from the sitting judge. It's a lie.
Blatant lie in front of
Mohula
the people.
kept on repeating that his J50 was mainly only for
217.
217.
So Mohula
So
was...
in a sense, what you should be getting from here is that there could have been no charges actually as we are in court right now. Maybe there were no J50. Maybe there's no J50. The J50 that you saw could have been made just...
Because Advocate Baloy did admit new evidence.
There was this evidence after evidence,
last
evidence
week?
after evidence
that
that
he
gives
list of new evidence that he introduced. He list a bunch of it. I think I even mentioned it, and I have to revisit it to see what exactly was what and what. But it was a lot. Even Baloy mentioned the 217 of Tembisa case. That's the one that Baloy remembers Mohula talking about.
No, yes, Baloy was well honest. I have to say it.
I was also surprised. He was not
Because he's
agreeing.
also surprised sometimes by the judge. The over indulgence.
Then the judge resorted to ask Brigadier Gininda.
Yes, because not getting the answer that he wants.
And then Brigadier Gininda answered, Sergeant Mukhola.
Is that evidence of Sergeant Mukhol? And then Ginindi is like, yes. Well, how do you know that is evidence of Sergeant Mukhol?
How does he know? That's another thing. He's not supposed to know that, but how does he know?
Things that are happening in that court.
Ooh, guys, I'm sorry. I know, but this is hilarious. Well, the judge then said, that's it. That is how I understood the evidence.
Oh, he asked this Ginindi, Ginindi, is that not what he did, what she did? And Ginindi said, yes, my lord, she executed the arrest. And then Mngomezulu was like saying, it is the first time I hear about the decision from the DPP being taken about the arrest of the accused one.
Yes.
And to, in fact, all accused.
Which is true. I mean, Mukhola never mentioned J50 for case 636.
And then Ginindi is like, well, I submitted everything. That's what I'm saying. All these drips and drops that Nunes was complaining about, eventually, they reach where they want them to reach.
Well, Gininda went on to say he doesn't know the docket was disclosed with his application and it was given to the defense before this matter commenced. Mngomezulu addressing the judge now, he said, the reason why I'm directing this to the court, this is the first time to hear J50 was issued against accused number 1. I have to consult to confirm. The judge twisted what he was saying and he said what he was trying to argue or to say is that he means that they were never arrested.
Obvious, without J50, that's what it entails. But that's what Mngomezulu is trying to demonstrate. And then there we go. Somewhere, somehow, J50s are there.
Then Mngomezulu said, that's not what we are saying, my lord. May I just be clarified and be understood so that questions that I'm posing from the court does not seek to, I don't want to put it in a way that I'm not understood correctly, but my point is I've honestly informed this witness that this is the first time that we hear a J50 under 636 was executed against accused number 1. Since it is the first time when I came on board on the trial within a trial, this is the first time after the witness said it had been discovered. Now I just got the copies. I have to consult with the accused to confirm what is of pivotal importance here is that this J50 case 636, what I wanted to put to the witness is that when it was executed, these persons were already arrested. Do you agree? Asking Gininda. Gininda said, yeah, but I remember they were arrested for different matters. So it is the situation with accused number 3 to 4. So
in a sense, saying that they were arrested for different matters. Yes, but we want specifically the J50 for this case.
Or for 636.
Yes.
Well, formally charged on the 26th of October 2020. But furthermore, I can indicate that accused number 2 wrote a bail application, which in common cause that it was denied. The warrant being issued on them is articulated in my responding affidavit.
So he's trying now to justify by saying that you couldn't have written, you couldn't have applied for bail if there was no charge.
Ooh.
But was he applying for a bail on the basis of yes, it was 636.
636. It was because, hey, Mara, it was a mess. True. This thing was a mess for Ntuli. Imagine you are a lame person and all of these things are just happening all at once. Mngomezulu then asked, accused number 1 said that he was formally charged in August 2020, 2 months prior to his first appearance in court. And Gininda said that's not true. It was the 26th of October 2020, and he signed to say he understood what he was being charged for. Mngomezulu said, what are you saying in relation to the SAP 14A? Is it in line with an instruction of the accused number 1, who says that SAP 14A was served upon him not on the day he was charged, on the 26th of October, but a day preceding to his first appearance? And Gininda said that's not correct. He seems to be forgetting that on the same day a warrant of arrest was executed. Throughout this...
He brings this warrant of arrest.
He does. Throughout this entire back and forth, I also noticed that Jonas was quiet, the interpreter. He didn't tell them to slow down or anything like he did with Ramosipele some other time when he was like, no, but you have to let me interpret. He didn't do it this time around. He just let the back and forth happen, And I was like, okay. It's like Jonas is not even here anymore, but it's okay. Mngomezulu asked to approach accused number 1, and the judge continued to
As is approaching, the judge is talking. Well, I have a charge sheet here, marked Exhibit EE, a date of first appearance. It says 27 October 2020. Accused 1, which is Danzi. Accused 1, which is Bia, Danzi, and he mentioned all of them. Is this what you are referring to? And then your eloquent person, he says, yes. Let's show some defense here. It appears I know this case better than some of you people. Because according to this witness, he's saying that what he's saying ties. Because according to with what I see here, someone is consulting, you are talking, and this is the second time this thing happens. Most of it, Mngomezulu is busy talking with you are talking this side here. We am concordata like wow.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, this is the provocation I have never seen. Only in South Africa where a judge would provoke a lawyer like that.
And then at that time, the papers are all over. Yes.
It was a mess. And then he went on to say that this witness is being badgered by you.
I see here there's no August appearance.
Yeah. Mngomezulu said, my lord, may I proceed with the cross-examination? But now, if the court is interjecting, and the judge said, no, I'm not interjecting, but you are interjecting. It's not cute anymore. I'm still coming on the charge sheet, said Mngomezulu. I just want to clarify those things because now the court wants to. He even said, Ish, I was like, this man is really humble because, with some people with hot heads, it would have went left.
This is where the effed up situation happened.
This is
where, my lord. Your lordship.
This is a effed up situation. This is a RH.
This is the similar behavior. This is the similar behavior that we saw with Mr. Afro.
Yes.
When it comes to Defo, that led to Defo being
recusing himself,
being reported to LPC.
Oh,
this is the similar behavior.
Yeah,
I'm happy that he was able to calm himself down and.
But it was a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you are being told by a man, and you are a man also. I mean, forget about the fact that he's got white hair now. If he's doing what he's doing, it's right. Really, this is something that is For me, nonsensical.
He wants him to lose it. He wants him to lose
Yes, it seems like that.
his cool. He wants him to throw a tantrum.
It seems like that. It
wants
seems as if
an opportunity to report
yes.
him to the LPC
Yes.
ruining his whole career.
Well, we saw it with Tifo. It happened, and same things, seemingly the same line. We are following the same line.
It's the same tactic.
But I trust him to not.
Well, the reason why I'm dwelling on this aspect, said Mngomezulu, this is the first time to hear about the J50. I want to thoroughly consult with accused number 2 and number 1 to my satisfaction so that I can proceed to cross-examine the witness, especially on the charge sheet. There are certain parts on the docket where accused number 1 has just indicated to me that he wants to be shown a part where his thumbprint was placed on the docket. And the judge said Mngomezulu is badgering Gininda. Then he dares to say that he's not interfering. Ha!
Thank you, Maloloza.
Mngomezulu then said, I want to request a postponement for tomorrow to consult on this J50. The judge said, no, go on. Why? Why deny him an adjournment? Why? Why deny him an adjournment, judge? The judge refused, saying that the court has a right to do what it did by referring to a document relating to accused number 1's arrest.
Document that someone's still going to cross-examine on.
He said you are free to cross-examine as you want.
Yeah, after you've done your own cross-examination. Yeah.
Witness, prosecutor, judge. So he asked Gininda if he had the docket. The judge told Gininda that the defense never read the copies. Mngomezulu asked that the question regarding the J50 be stood down until tomorrow. And the judge said, you stand up. You stood up and said you haven't read this document. That's not how it's done. Like, the man just explained to you that he has been called to the trial within a trial.
This is a trial by ambush.
The documents that were released or disclosed at the beginning of the trial, he may not necessarily have them because he wasn't there.
Because there is no need actually to even be...
There is no need as well.
Because you are focusing...
This is another trial.
Yes.
Now the question is why didn't he disclose? Why didn't the state disclose for the trial within a trial?
Trial by ambush.
Trial by ambush. Mngomezulu had to explain again that he came in for the trial within a trial. He was not there for the disclosure of the main trial. He wanted clarity on what was canvassed by the witnesses. Mngomezulu said he will familiarize himself with the exhibit and continue with the questions relating to that document tomorrow. He continued with cross-examination on other issues. And Mngomezulu said, I will stand down my cross-examination on this part and continue. The judge said, continue. Mngomezulu said, at the time Sibia was arrested, will you dispute that at the time of his arrest, he was interviewed about the case of Senzo Meyiwa? And Gininda said, I won't dispute it was. He was interviewed about other cases too. He was a person of interest too. And Mngomezulu said the state at that time had no evidence linking accused number 1 to the death of Senzo Meyiwa. And Gininda said there were fingers pointing to him. And evidence was found, which is why we are before this court. Now he means Zungu, ne?
Hey, Matata.
So Zungu is the start of this whole shebang bang.
Hi.
I thought he would give me something new, something fresh, something different. Tizungu. Mngomezulu then said the state had no evidence against him until the alleged confession. And Gininda said that's not true. You can't just question someone without
I wish
basis.
in this trial within trial, if it was possible for the defense to call Warrant Officer Mncube or any of them to debunk the issue of Zungu. because it's already there, right?
Yeah, it's already there.
Is it on the main trial or was it in
It was on the main trial. Sorry. It was on the main trial. So if they call Warrant Officer Mncube, they'd need to call him for the main trial.
Yes,
Not
yes.
on this trial, within a trial. Oh my God. Then
Oh, but-
Gininda,
But they can,
why? How come? For what?
because there was mentions of Zungu today.
Yes.
So they can.
They can call him on mentioning of Zungu today.
Yeah, on that basis.
Okay. So Gininda denies that they didn't have evidence on accused number 1 before he was arrested. Gininda said for one to focus on someone, there must be a basis. So statement or intelligence or source, you can't just start questioning someone without any basis. And Mngomezulu said, yes, but those are links. But the evidence dependent on the information of the informer. And Gininda said, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you need to have a basis. You need to have a reason. There's a statement of Absalom Zungu in the statement, implicating accused number 1. How Absalom Zungu? Then he didn't want to call Absalom Zungu a source.
Is that Absalom Zungu? Is his name? Isn't it the father?
Absalom Zungu.
The father of Zungu, isn't it? The father of Zungu.
Is it the father?
Remember, the father also went to commission and whatnot.
And whatnot, to the Pretoria North office or something like
What
that.
was the name? What was the name that was used for Zungu when he was testifying?
Yo, I forgot.
I
It's been
forgot,
so
but I-
long. But it
I-
was a Zulu name, sort of.
Yes.
It was a Zulu-ish name.
So this Absalom Zungu is the father.
Zungu is the father.
I'm thinking.
Okay, I need to, the guys who can remember who was Zungu's name, Zungu's full names. What was Zungu's name that he used when he testified? I don't think it was Absalom. Absalom could be Zungu's father.
That's what I'm thinking. Continue.
Well, he didn't want to call him a source. He said there's a statement of Absalom Zungu. But can we say that this Absalom Zungu was there and witnessed the pulling of the trigger at the Spaza house?
No.
Mngomezulu then said, but he was not approached with that statement. And Gininda said, my lord, you don't approach a person with a statement. That is not how you do an investigation. What I'm saying is we went there with information, and that statement was disclosed to the defense before the start of the trial. Gininda denied that there was a hidden agenda when accused number 1 was arrested in a illegal substance-related matter, while he being sought by the police in relation to the Meyiwa murder case. Gininda said it is not a crime that Sergeant Mogola had prior knowledge of information linking accused number 1 to Senzo Meyiwa's murder when he arrested him on the 30th of May. Gininda says Sergeant Mogola was part of the investigation team, and I have already indicated, my lord, that this affidavit was disposed. We were seized with the docket, and suddenly we get a
Yeah,
link
someone
that
is saying
points us to two
Zungu is
individuals.
Sikumbuzo Sizwe Zungu.
Sikumbuzo Sizwe Zungu.
This Absalom is an
Absalom
old
is-
name. He
is
1980s,
dirty.
1970s.
Is
I
the
mean
alleged
1960s.
father who went to testify. Well, Gininda then said an analysis around these individuals were done. These cases related to accused number 1 were picked up, Tembisa case, and it was not only that case. And there were Fossler's cases where he was tried and finalized with a conviction. Gininda said when he was approached on the Tembisa case, this was not the only warrant. There were many other warrants. Okay, and then Gininda said, I don't mean to defame him. I'm just trying to show that this was not the only case. So to say that there was a hidden agenda. Gininda said there was another warrant that existed, and eventually after arresting him on the Tembisa case, the Fossler's matter was executed, he was tried, and it was finalized with a conviction. Or that would explain why he didn't apply for bail. That would explain why they finally got a case to nail him with. Accused number 2. Then Mngomezulu says, Sergeant Mogola says when she executed the J50, accused number 1 said something in relation to the murder of Senzo Meyiwa, and she said she couldn't take it until she spoke to Brigadier Gininda, and Gininda said yes. Mngomezulu then said Sergeant Mukula said after they found ammunition in the shack, accused number 1 directed them to a hostel in Vosloorus for the purpose of retrieving a firearm, and Gininda said she can come and answer that. And there was some
and indeed, interjection from the judge, which is disputing or putting the version of Mohola as the one that was put by Buthelezi, which is not the case. Mngomezulu is putting the version of Buthelezi, trying to show the contradiction between Buthelezi and Mohola, and also now the person who's a witness, who's on the stand, trying to side with Mohola's version. So they went to the hostel, according to Buthelezi. They, remember we mentioned that they went to the hostel.
Yes, Buthelezi said that they went to the hostel.
And hence there had to be a backup that side. But Mohola came and said, no, we had to abandon that mission.
Well, the judge started by, I don't know what that was all about.
It's when he's confused also by his own stuff.
I'm going to sorry. I thought you were saying something. I thought the court was saying something. And it's like me, if I want to say something, I will say it.
Oh, madam. It's tough. It's tough.
Oh my God, for me it's a comedy show at this point.
It's tough.
It's a funny. And it's like, yes, me, you hear me. When I want to talk, I will talk, Mr. Mngomezulu. Then, he started testifying again for Gininda and stuff. And guys, did you notice when Gininda was speaking, his mouth was like...
It's like he wanted to go and speak there.
What is going on?
The family...
What is going on? It's like... As if he wanted to speak for him on his behalf. I'm like, what is happening? You are making us to talk too much.
They want us to talk.
They want us to talk at this point. This is like a comedy show. Like, what is going on? Then Mngomezulu said the purpose for going to Vosloorus was not to do further investigations when Sergeant Mukula's testimony is compared to yours. And Gininda said that's the same thing. It's investigations. Advocate Mngomezulu asked Gininda to read section 21A of 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act. Well, he read it, but then Mngomezulu afterwards said he is not talking about that part or that section. He's actually talking about section 219, which reads as follows: confession not admissible against another. No confession made by any person shall be admissible as evidence against another person.
What section is that?
219.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, no confession made by any person shall be admissible as evidence against another person. Gininda said this speaks of a confession not being admissible against another, which is different from the requirements that the confession should be made freely, voluntarily, and in sober senses. No. This is another law, Mr. Gininda. He said he has been aware of this law. He says he knows it. Gininda says he knows this section 219. Okay? And he said the confession was not used against him. Okay? And the judge was laughing. Section 219 seems to be a problem. That's all I can say, in my opinion. And Mr. Mngomezulu needs to have more questions on the section 219, because I bet you the judge tomorrow will come with a textbook or something.
Yep.
Mngomezulu, if you are listening to this podcast, please prepare thoroughly. Prepare even counter arguments that may come your way, because this section 219 seems to have been a problem. So prepare thoroughly with
Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 determines that no confession made by any person shall be admissible as evidence against another person. Section 219 deals with the situation when accused has made a confession that also incriminates a co-accused. That part, this section, I think Mngomezulu here was...
Well, he said that, Gininda said that it didn't implicate accused number 3, 4, and 5. And that's when I remembered from way back about how they were saying that accused number 1 is the one who pointed accused number 2, and accused number 2 pointed accused number 3, and accused number 3 pointed that, and that's how we have 5 people that are in that courtroom being accused.
He's actually doing the Lord's work for accused 1 and
tomorrow expect Judge Ratha to come with several textbooks and some judgments from somewhere. Agalali namhlanje. He's not sleeping
No,
today.
he doesn't need not to sleep. I think he starts preparing these things when he goes out of this court. Maybe
maybe maybe he arrives later in the afternoon and he's like, let me find. I know there's a case. This man has been practicing since the 70s, okay? There's a case somewhere I can dig up. Where they used 219 and it didn't work out. So guys, you can call in. I'm done roasting Ratha. But it's a comedy show for me. It's entertainment. I like being entertained because I'm a testimony Gininda. I am bora, guys.
we're waiting on them.
I am bora. It's boring me. I fall asleep listening to that guy. I'm like, you are not answering the question. I don't know what we can do with this because I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This is a long paragraph that does not answer the question. So yeah, the comedy show from Ratha is very entertaining. It's funny. But expect him tomorrow. He will come with textbooks and judgments from 19-aughts bani to try and debunk this 219. This 219 inzima.
Oh, we did notice a judge nodding a lot. That was something that you can't miss, even if you want to. When Mngomezulu had chest pain, which has held this scare and struggle, I saw the judge smiling. That was very low and cold. In your comments, someone is saying Shololo needed pruning. Where is SA going? If the judge was white, people were going to scream their lungs out. The judge is cold and ruled. Disrespect the defense as if they are not professionals. Many are busy criticizing them. SA justice is gone. Many are sleeping, and yet in the end, many people will suffer. They are busy using dentist reports and as evidence for no injuries. Defense must call the dentist because there is no way they could diagnose injuries on the body and injuries by tubing, as their scope is only one, the mouth. Otherwise, HPSCA will investigate him or her. Well. Hi, Mr. Masan Emily. Uginindi is really manga. Umuzwa ngokukhuluma kwakhe. Mawachithwe amanzi inkukhu ibalekile. Well done, Advocate Mngomezulu, to stand up against the judge. Yes, the judge must be seen what he's doing for me. And that's all we need at this point in time, because I can't. You might as well take the and just stop this whole pain. And sometimes I feel like you could just stop this and say, I'm ready with the judgment.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly. Why?
we
is it
won't
being
be surprised.
dragged?
Mzansi, hello.
Hello, Johnny.
Sikhona njani?
Ngikhona.
Yes, sir.
Ngifuna ukubuyela emuva ngale GPS unlock, ne? If open bridge, ne? Ayinasela ayibambe satellite. And if ume eceleni kwesihlahla, yes, la esihlahleni, i-GPS ayibambe. Ngoba ngokuzwa i-judge ithi manje bandlule ebridge, ne? Iyalahla, uyibamba maybe after, uyibamba after 15 minutes or lot. Ngikhona ibamba ko i-satellite.
No, but I think we are confused. This is not a tunnel. This is a walking bridge.
It's very thin.
People walk
It's
over.
not a big
It's that thing that is created for people to walk over. That's not a bridge that will block
A signal.
a signal.
It's not really big. It's
We have engaged on the issues that can block the signal. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Hey, Mr. Anonymous.
Hi, sir, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Anonymous.
Yes, sir. I'm here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Ah, not bad, man.
I'm good. You know what? When it comes to Mr. Kininda, that man is not answering questions. He's not answering what is being asked. And kind of like, I think when, who's this man? When Mngomezulu, you know what? I like the introduction that when he asked him, I don't know if he said to him, is it the first time me and you we meet? Kind of like he was just like alerting him that I know your tricks. I've dealt with you somewhere, somehow. You know? And then after that, I was like, okay, it means this man is now he's now thinking it's gonna be his standard. You know? Because the man is not answering questions.
No way.
They asked him about 2179, or was it 217, or was it 219? I didn't hear an answer there.
No, there was no answer.
There was no answer.
There was a lot of
you know, we thought this man is very smart. Unfortunately, I was one of the people. Remember, I called in on Monday. I said, this guy is smart. There's no way this guy is not smart. It's just a basic English that he speaks. And there's even those, if they can lose this trial within a trial and lose the main trial, I'm telling you, most of all the cases that this man has dealt with are gonna go on review.
That would be nice.
Because of the way the tactics that he's been using is not. And another thing that I also want to comment, he was lying when he said Kehla Sithole appointed him. To be the national commander of cold case unit.
Yes.
You remember Kehla Sithole and Begitele were loggerheads when it comes to running off SAPS. Kehla Sithole at some point complained to the media that he cannot do his job because of Begitele. It's alleged that Begitele is the one that is doing Kehla Sithole's job. And then, so I'm asking myself, how come Kehla Sithole appointed this man? Remember, who's this man? Begitele, when he was brought in by the president, he was brought in to try and solve this case because of the case was hanging and it was putting a shame to ANC, let me say ANC or the government, that the government is useless because of they cannot solve this case.
Yes.
So Begicele appointed Kininda to be the National Cold Case Unit. And you remember even, I think it was yesterday or today when Kininda said that Cold Case Unit has been there, but it was under task force. To him, when he was giving evidence in chief, he sounded like Cold Case Unit was something that was new. That's how he sounded. And on Monday when I called, I said, Cold Case Unit has always been there. It's just that it was under task force.
Task force, okay.
Yes. So he was appointed by Begicele, not by Kesasitole. And other things that led to Kesasitole resigning or allowing to take a handshake, it was because of Kesasitole couldn't do his job, because of Begicele wanted to bring his own people so that he can be able to control them towards the SAPS. Remember that Begicele is the face of government or of police, but he's not really into the operations work. So that's why it led to them in loggerheads. So Kininda is lying when he says Kesasitole appointed him. I was like, nah, he's not. But anyway, I'm hoping that tomorrow Mngomezulu might come be prepared. Today I saw him, the impression that I got is just like, it's just winding down time. He wants to go and prepare for this man.
Yes, it
because
looked
of
like that.
Yeah, because of Mr. 1928 refused him to, an adjournment to go and prepare. So I'm hoping tomorrow he's going to be prepared for him. Because besides, this man doesn't answer questions. And they must not.
Your network has left you. You moved away from the router.
Or it could be load shedding.
Yeah, it could. Guys, I see you've been calling. Please continue calling and keep it short. Keep it short, guys. So that we don't stop others. But call the internet Mshayila, I think, or Shayatina, or I don't know.
Guys.
Aye. Case le. It's hard. Guys, I think there's nothing, but honestly speaking, I would take going to sleep early. I would take that.
Okay.
Because I need to wake up tomorrow. I know it's gonna be late.
Yeah, cross-examination. We've all been waiting for it.
Mzansi, hello.
Hi, Mr. Anonymous.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Yes.
I like to comment on the case.
Yes.
Hi. Magura. Judge Khasiyala bakwethu. No, the way sibona ngakhona ayikho lento. And makugininda yena ukhohlakele. Yes, mawisigebengu uzwakala nje ukhuluma and nesilungu sakho sikhulumayo uzwakala nje, and into engiyibonayo ukuthi uzofaka labantu phansi kwebhasi. Ngiyanitshela. Hayi, siyabonga umsebenzi wenu Emily, noma ungayilalelanga icase silalele thina silala late, it's because of nina. Siyabonga, siya understand nomthetho sesiyawazi. Siyabonga kakhulu. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you.
We bambele tuzane. Thank you. You kept it short, sweet. That's what we are looking for.
Yes, that's what we're looking for.
Short and sweet.
They give each other a chance. Give each other a chance because A lot of people have a lot to say, and it's very interesting things that y'all are saying, because I'm like, yo.
Yeah, but all is alleged. And
All is alleged, and it's speculations, and the views and opinions expressed by our callers as well as the hosts of Mzansi Reality.
Mzanzilo?
That of Mzansi Reality.
Molweni buti njani?
Sikhona say how are you?
Siyaphila buti mana, andithandi mana. Hey, udade usiphethe kakubana. South Africa yonke usiphethe actually world yonke udade usiphethe kakubi. Why sizokuyiswa lela xhego? Lo mjita lona uyayazi uba konta zayiluza already uretire. Yo. Mara why bengafaki umfana fresh pha man? Uziyofuna uzenzela igama. Lo akanaxesha yalonto uzahamba uyotya imali. Another thing, andiyazi nge-South Africans, yabo. Andanawo mhlawumbi ukuba isilungu sami singekho mnandi kakuhle na. Ane-problem yoba once umuntu athethe isilungu esimnandi, yo, kunyanisile, uyasazi isitori sakhe. Yintoni nge-South Africans?
And it's a problem everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, man, wathetha kamandi isilungu, yo, hayi unyanisile. Yo, it doesn't matter noba umuntu like andiyazi zayibeka kanjani. But andihlelanga bengigqitha. Qhubekani ngomsebenzi omhle.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
But please man, can't organize imatch noNansika no judge. Yeah, because we're not reading.
You kill him. Thank you. Yes, all that is said in just a sense of humor and jokes.
Says, South Africans are like, yes, he was right. He's correct. He's very smart. He's intelligent. Wow.
Oh, you're smart. Once you can... Yeah, once you shine.
You are intelligent. You are. There's nothing. What you are saying cannot even be analyzed. How dare you analyze someone who speaks good English? How dare you?
Ah.
Oh my God. It's everywhere. This problem is everywhere.
It starts with the families, our families, when you just went to school. Please like the video, guys. Please subscribe and thank you for those who are donating. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you
we
so
saw
much.
you guys and we appreciate you. Membership is there. Subscribe, like the video, share the video. Let me just be starting now, calling people's name while I'm waiting for any call that can come. Zosbia, thank you. Thokoza Silanga. Thank you. Hello.
Is Anonymous?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good, well, and you?
Not bad, sir.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Right. You're speaking to Linda from Mbangeni.
Yes, Linda, from all the way in Mbangeni.
I'm very disappointed today. The judge is doing too much, guys. In such a way that, you know, when people are saying, we are Nigezela. I am in that stage now to say that these guys are going down.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they don't know, they were not a part of killing Senzo, but they are going down. You see this judge. I remember when Mngomezulu was still prosecuting. And when Kininda is talking, even this judge's mouth is also saying what Kininda is saying in such a way that Mngomezulu heard the sound. He even said, "I heard a bad sound. I thought the court is saying something."
Yes.
Then that's when the judge said, "If I want to talk, I will talk." Yeah, it's because what when Kininda is talking, is also saying what Kininda is saying. He's understanding Kininda more than everybody in that court. Yabona nje manje I mean ngiyanikezela ngi-right and I even ngiphatha kabuhlungu lento le ngi-right manje hayi right. Thanks guys.
Thank you Lynn. Thank you all the way from Mbangeni. Shout out to Mbangeni. That's why I did my high school.
Inhliziyo yami icishe yama.
Hey, it's tough, Mfit.
It's hard listening to that testimony. It's difficult.
Tough.
It's difficult.
It's tough. Thank you guys for keeping it short. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like the video, share the video. Like, guys. On 300. Let's leave it on 500 or something. Thank you for your likes again. Maria Gambi. Maria Gambi, is Msizi. Let me take this call. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Mr. Anonymous, Sis Emily, how are you?
We're good.
We're good.
How are you?
Good. I just want to say something very, very quick. We see everything that's happening in court, right? So like now it seems each and every person is just jumping in to crucify the accused, because literally from the way I see it, the main case, the 636, is based on accused 1 and accused 2. So now like they are failing. There is nothing that is linking accused 1 and accused 2 to the case. So now they're just trying to just like come up with anything, that can pin these guys down. But I'm so glad, because whatever is being planned, it keeps on failing. It keeps on failing. And you see, all I can say is just, like, as South Africans, we see this road. It's coming to light. Like I said a few weeks back when I called you, there is so much rot in the system. We are not angry enough. When we are angry enough, we know what to do. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh,
Shaya Lento.
but we are not angry enough.
Hi, Mr. Anonymous and Emily. Good evening. I'm sorry that my call seemed not to come through or go through to you guys.
Sorry.
But in any case, like a synopsis of 2 days proceedings for me, I think most of the points that you guys have made and your comments in terms of the behavior once more of Judge Ratha has been appalling, as always. But one thing that I think I'm looking forward to, there's a case that is supposed to be in court pertaining to one accused 1 or
pertaining to accused 1.
Mzansi, hello.
Evening, Mr. Anonymous.
Hi, how are you?
And Emily, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Hello?
Yes, we're here.
I'm good. We are here. We are listening.
Yes. What I'm saying is Mamthandi again.
Yes.
Welcome back.
What I see here is that the judge is aware that the state doesn't have a case here. And this Gininda is their last hope. So irrespective of how prepared will Mngomezulu come, he's going to just frustrate him till he loses it. I just hope that he just contains himself. Yes, this judge, is a no at all. It's a no. He's frustrating all of us, not only the defense. We are all frustrated, but he's continuing. Anyhow, thank you for the good work that you are doing.
Thank you.
You keep us alive. You keep us up the whole night, and we're not complaining.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I highly appreciate you guys appreciating this work, because wow, it's a lot.
true, I'm not sure, but there's a case that was still pending. I think some Gininda or someone mentioned this. It might be someone who was there last week who mentioned this, that there's a case on the 1st of December that is to be finalized. Maybe you guys can probably maybe ask some of the callers or in terms of that case, because that case actually would have a bearing in terms of cases that accused number 1 or 2 might be strapped with. Another thing is, I feel for Mngomezulu, really, but he made his voice louder, and but he shouldn't be swept with that wave of Ratha trying to sweep him to look or seem as if he is unprofessional, as accused number 3, 4, and 5 have been made by this warden by laying a complaint of assault, which is so uncalled for. That he's the one who's laying the charge, where he's the one who provoked and also was the one who first instigated that that altercation or that scuffle, which is weird in this country that you have people saying that it's unbecoming of them as accused, which means that it's becoming, or it's fine for this warden to behave in such a way in a court because he felt that he was right. Seemingly to be right sometimes is not always right, because it's not what you initially say or do towards your conviction of wanting to do something right, but actually doing the thing in the right manner, because he could have also retreated, but his ego again also is to be spoken of, as well as trying to get these accused to display themselves as criminals in the public view. Last also thing that I wanted to mention is the listening to Gerry Nel speak about the case as well. And for me, this whole thing about these guys being in the dock also emanates from Gerry Nel putting pressure, because Gerry Nel is now with AfriForum, and AfriForum, we know how notorious they are in taking especially people of color to court for their own benefits, because they do use these cases in helping, and that's in inverted commas, helping black people, but it's actually just it's to score points that we do help black people, even if we are a white racist organization that is funded by white right-wing South Africans. And yes, we can say allegedly, but to this we do have facts, but that's what they are. And it all started there, and that's why I think also Senzo Meyiwa's brother, in terms of he wanted to find assistance from them, but he also pulled away when he started seeing the tactics that AfriForum was using, and tried to get other people who were innocent into being dragged into this case. So those are my 2 cents. I think today has been eventful, and I'm pleading that some sanity comes in, some pressure comes in, that the decorum, not only of the country, but of this case, because some of us who are commentating about this are standing either with Ratha or the police. I'm all for justice. I'm all for that we should be presumed innocent, because you can't presume me guilty before you actually have evidence of what you accuse me of doing. Yes. So I think that also is something that Gininda could not answer, and it's a big failure on his and also on anyone who would see Ndanzi and all of them as guilty for this case. For other things, I don't care. But for this one, we are all seeing, we are all hearing, and I don't think, because this court case will become a case study and can be used in further criminal cases. And as we have discussed before, Mr. Anonymous, that tomorrow it could be you or it could be me if I'm back in the country. So, and then what?
Ish.
So have a wonderful evening. Thank you, and I'm so sorry that I couldn't come through with the call.
All right, not a problem.
Sure. And this is Jonathan from France.
Yes, not a problem. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Yes, and the views
and the views and opinions expressed are those of the callers. They're not those of the Mzansi Reality.
And remember, here
channel.
we are so assuming and we're just
speculating.
Speculating, public theory, public opinion. Public opinion. Hey, public opinion. We're alleging, as you said, it's alleged. Guys, 1 minute. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Ano.
Hi, sir. How are you?
How's it, man?
Not bad, man.
Hey, Emily Jumel.
Ahe, le kae?
Re teng le kae batho?
Re teng.
Nna ke kopa fela go tsantse one. Ke ninda o tlile le docket.
O itse yalo.
Re batla le docket. Ya re fe di docket.
O itse yalo a re o tlile le tsona.
Oh, are we tshwere?
They're not far. Something like that. They are not far, but they are there.
Oh, right. Ela, o itse re one we tshwere ya Ngoma. And the other one iko uitari ko kae?
I agree.
Iko DPP usayitwere.
DPP.
Oh, okay. I tell you document so hlele and then re tswelle pele ka ene. Ke tseba re a batla modrila o sa ba bua nnete.
Yeah. Tanet.
Okay. Le be le busibo monate.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So yes, the caller was asking about the dockets. The Gininda have those dockets, and you would remember, guys, that he said he has the Ngoma one, the Ngoma case one, and the other one is with the DPP. But he needs to get it too. So it seems like the dockets are coming via Gininda, which is a good thing.
Mngomezulu? It was John.
Hello,
sir. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Not bad.
Sister Emily.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm good.
Yeah, tell us what you are thinking.
No, I just want to talk about Ramsey Bell.
Okay.
I know he's working, but sometimes he relaxes too much. Because if you are working together with someone, you have to know his condition, his strengths, because we all know that after lunch, Mngomezulu is not at his best. He's tired after lunch. So you have to, as you are assisting him, you have to focus. Assist him, write him some notes. But Ramsey sometimes he just relax. Because that you will see tomorrow. You will see tomorrow in the morning. When he start fresh, Mngomezulu, he will do well.
Yeah, he will do well.
That's why he was asking for adjournment, because he's tired, and here is the judge who's irritating, not helping the situation. Because Balo and the judge, they know that after lunch, maybe he's taking medication that makes him tired. So, but Ramsey Peli there is relaxing. You have to write some notes, give him some notes so that he can write, oh my Lord, let me consult with you. Just to take time. But Ramsey Peli is relaxing. I'm not saying he's not working, but he must, as you are working with Emily, Emily needs some rest now, guys.
Yes.
I must let Emily go and rest and do whatever she's doing.
Yes, it's a teamwork.
Because you can see the guy after lunch every day, if you can see him, he's struggling. So that's where you must focus. Because sometimes you will start to forget something. Sometimes when they put version, you will mix some because he's tired. But Ramspel must help him must assist him to correct those smaller mistakes.
And I think we are right. We are right because I think he does not sleep much also, because just look at how now he has to go and prepare. Probably is still up by now. So you get tired. I mean, if you haven't slept, look at me now. I'm probably gonna be dozing now and then.
After that, you have to stand the whole day. Balo and the judge, they know that no, this man. That's why the judge was pushing him. No, I can't. No, you must go on, carry on. He doesn't care. Because he know that time you will miss important things that you have to follow up. Those follow-up questions, he won't ask them because he's tired by that time. So he need Ramsipel to come in. So no, let's follow up with this question. Let's follow up with this question.
Yes, we are right.
So when he's left, Ramsipel, when they give him platform, he's gonna tataze link there. When Mngomezulu left. But he must carry some strengths there to assist that man.
Yeah, he's supposed to draft. He's supposed to draft
because this time, if you look carefully, Abomunisi bad relaxile because they know that okay, Mngomezulu only assistant ngapha, but so last time it was Muniz who was assisting those mistakes and those loopholes that Ramspel was doing. Muniz will come in
and close those gaps. Yeah, no,
close those gaps. Yeah, we can't just say Mngomezulu is steering. No, everybody they must work as a team.
No, I get you.
Yeah, what if those documents that he was talking about was there all along? If Gininda is right, that those documents they were given to the defense and Mngomezulu was not there. Why Ramsipel is not saying anything about that? Why is not writing any note about that?
You are right about
so
relaxing.
That Mngomezulu.
You are right.
Yeah, Mngomezulu can gain whatever. That's why I say I need some time because Ramsipel is not making sure that no, my friend, there's no document here. Then Mngomezulu will. When he utter this point, he will have a confidence in this point that no, this document they just bring in here. But the guy there who was there from the side, just relaxing.
Yeah. I feel like as much as he was admitted first, as we are told today that he was admitted first, he's not a June. I feel like it's like uputom dalo. I want to learn to you go fetch your older brother and then you relax. Your brother moors the people for you. That's the feeling I get.
Not. It doesn't know. It does not work like that. You are there to pick those follow-up questions. It must come from him. Say, Baba, let's continue with this line of questioning. If it's fine, the Mngomezulu will say, no, my brother, it's fine, it's okay.
Yes. Because I mean,
it's rare to see a paper, a note from Ramsipel to Mung. It's rare.
Yeah, it's
no, you're right.
But when Mushololo, when Mushololo, she's busy cross-examining the guy. If the guy is around, he's giving Mushololo some information.
Yes. You need a helper in court, more so in that court.
Yeah. So, thank you guys. That's my point for today.
You've got a nice point. Thank you.
We can't defend you on this one.
It's relaxing. You're right, man. It's relaxing. Relaxed. What is his job, can't imagine? It's like he went to fetch the older brother with hey, come fight this battle for me. And then the brother is busy throwing hands there forever. Now he's chilling there. It's like, I told you.
Now the judge has noticed the weakness of Mr. Mngomezulu and he's going to use it.
He's sick. He looks sick.
Yes. He will make sure that he collapses. Allegedly.
It's not nice, man. It's not nice, honestly speaking. It's not nice. It's not even a laughing matter for me, because what I saw today, it was not good, man.
So we all know that.
I'm sorry.
Kininda said,
I'm sorry.
ikhona i-docket yaseNongoma. Kodwa mayibuzwa i-case number yakhona azange akwazi ukuyisho. How come?
Hey guys, I'm gonna close, guys. I'm gonna close. Oh, it's cold. Please like the video, guys. Please like the video. Please share the video. Yo, it's 25 past 2. It's time for me to hit I'm still gonna hit the road, and you see that's not good. So forgive me if I didn't answer your call. There's still tomorrow probably that we will work with. Thank you very much for being with us. Senzo Mkaka, and I have Ntuli Tools, I have Mimi, I have Zosbia, I have Net, and then I have Nostelo, and those are people that were Cecilia. Let me go further. Gwelagiti, Boykanyo is Tembelani Kanye. And then, guys, thank you for being with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate you guys as much as you appreciate us. Thank you.